Hey, this is a 1v1 battle, and the backstory here is earlier in the day I'd played a 2v2 match with my buddy Pointman, who has a YouTube account that you should check out if you haven't already. And in that battle I didn't engage as fast as he did, or he's a really big attacker, and I think if you're going to play as his partner in 2v2, you got to attack really fast too. And in the battle we played, I didn't do that, and he kind of got on my case a little bit. And he was like, "Hey, you got to get in there and attack." And I was like, "Well, I'm trying," and then I finally did get in there and attack, and it went okay. It went okay. So kind of what I did is like, well, I need to get back there, and maybe I need to work on that as a skill. So I played a couple games, a couple 1v1s on Grassy, just totally focusing on the attack. And this is one of those games that I played. It's not the best one, but I had problems, like my game crashed, so I didn't get to save a couple replays, and like my game crashed like twice in battles that I was doing really well in, which is a little frustrating. But anyway, this battle is about me trying to press the attack and pressing the attack fast. And that's what I'm trying to do. Here's my build. I don't know if you saw a video I posted of me against Jocelyn. Jocelyn used the Ottomans in the game against me, but this is sort of my translation of his build into France, or my version of the Ottoman build that he used into France. And what I've got are 4 light infantry in the front. I'm using Volts, and I've come to a conclusion, the Volts versus Chasseur debate. Volts probably aren't going to get as many kills as Chasseur, but they do have a higher accuracy rating, but Volts also aren't going to die. Volts are like more spread out, they're harder to hit. So I think the advantage of Volts versus Chasseurs, Volts are going to take longer to do more damage, but they're going to stick around longer, is kind of the reason you use them. Behind those Volts, I have 2 units of the Shooter Cav, and on either side of my line, I have 4 line infantry units. There they are. I believe I have 1 militia in front on either side, and I think I have 2 lancers over here, and I have 1 lancer over there. Really would like to get the 4th lancer in, but I'm not really sure what I would cut. The thing I like about this build is that it costs precisely $14,000 or whatever the currency is. So you use every penny of your money. But wouldn't it be nice to have another lancer? I guess maybe I could. I kind of like the militia. Anyway, that's my build. What's happening now is I'm trying to rush up the field. I've got all my units on the run, and I'm just trying to move them up. My opponent has this kind of weird formation. I don't know what that is. I mean, does he want me to charge Cav in the middle of... I don't know. But anyway, so I'm wider than he is, so what I'm going to try to do is envelop him. You can see I'm moving guys over there, and I'm moving guys over there. Let me click fast forward until the actual engagement starts. And I'm trying to get everybody in and engaged. He does have a couple interesting things. He has a bunch of Jaegers. They're not all visible right now. Again, I think it's really annoying that on replays the hidden units are hidden. I mean, what's the point? Show me the units. It's a replay. I'm watching this for purpose. But he does have a bunch of lights in front. And you can, if you look at the minimap, you can see that essentially I've split my army into 3 groups at this point. And the struggle I have, side note, I always talk about how bad my micro is. I think my micro is actually really good in this battle. And it kind of tests me because I have to play the whole width of the map because I'm in 3 separate groups. The problem, I've talked before about how observation is a really important skill, and I think the problem that I run into is that when he moves some of his units around, I get surprised when, why aren't my guys shooting? Oh, because he pulled back. I didn't notice that. Something I gotta get better at. There are all those Jaegers. Look at all those Jaegers. He actually does a smart thing. He charges Cav right into my unprotected lights and routes Volts immediately. My backup Shooter Cav that was supposed to be defending my guys is a little late to the scene. Oh, excuse me. There. So I lost 1 unit of Volts straight up. But, I mean, I guess I get the Cav unit back, so it's not the big deal. I pull 1 line unit back this direction to cover my flank. On my right side, I started the engagement against this lifeguard here. I screwed up. I kind of flip-flopped my Polish and my militia. I didn't realize that until just watching it now. This should be my militia unit running in. You can see I've got a really good flanking position there. That might wind up working better for me. Anyway, try. I'm kind of in the middle. I've got my lights up there shooting his Jaegers, and on the left, I'm a little slower into getting in action, probably because I absolutely screwed. Sorry, that was a bad transition. I macro these guys first. He routes that Polish unit pretty quick. That was probably stupid charging them into lifeguards. A huge mistake there. But I guess my militia keeps shooting away. I think he goes in for a melee charge here. I think I use this opportunity. Yep, there go my Lancers, so those guys are really vulnerable to a Lancer charge. Over here what's happened is he looks a little disorganized, so I charge Lancers right into him. And I'm just really trying to, and they route a lifeguard real fast. I mean, that lifeguard routes with 70 men left. Nice work. And I have a pretty good thing going on here. I'm going to have a really quick little envelopment. I think I moved my second Lancer unit into this big goblin infantry because they're not terribly organized. This is a situation where he moved and I didn't recognize it, so these tier line units aren't getting terribly accurate shots. I think I'm just shooting his random cav. Not a big deal. Their Jaegers unprotected here. His line is just really disorganized, so my thought at this time is that, well, let's just charge cav with abandon, really. Let's keep more disorganized. This battle moves really fast, so I'm going to have to jump from side to side. On the right side, my Lancers have been successful, and then they're out. Is that the same lifeguard? That might be the same lifeguard. And I'm trying to recoup. Remember that line I pulled back in the middle? That's back on the right side now. These guys are having a full shootout. The more I play with the Polish Legion unit, the more I think that, I mean, they're obviously better than standard line, but I don't think they're that good. Like, I want to say they're sub quality of standard GB foot, maybe? I don't know. The more I play with the Polish Legion unit, the more I'm a little unimpressed with what I'm getting out of them. On the left side, I've got this guy enveloped now, and yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic. Everybody's shooting. Everybody's shooting. I think unit is going to come back from routing there. I think those lifeguards came. That was the lifeguard unit I routed real early at only like 70 or 60. They come back from routing. I realized that, so this guy had to handle him. But what I did in this battle is I just tried to attack, and I tried to attack hard. I just ran my guys up and shot. Something that I should probably do more. Don't be afraid to attack everybody. Attacking's okay. You know, if I can do it, you can do it. And that's all I got for you, frankly. I probably ran these guys in a little too close, but right about now, the battle's going to end. And so I want to say good game to my opponent. I didn't do the introductions at the beginning. This guy's name is topquadra. Topquadra? I don't know. Maybe that's a math term or something. I don't know. But he was sweet, and I thought he played a pretty interesting game. I'm curious what he's trying to do with that formation that he had at the beginning of the game. If there's something there that maybe I'm missing. But that's the battle. Just trying to get everybody around. These guys actually hold out for, well, it's a lifeguard unit with 100 people. I guess they're going to hold for a while. He charges his general. And again, I had really good macro here. I retreat, form a square. I couldn't form a square. These guys had too few people. But what I'm stoked about in my experience in this battle is I think that I pulled off a good rush attack. And actually I had 3 or 4 games in a row tonight where I was able to do that pretty successfully. And I think that my micro is improving. And you know, your micro is a lot easier when you have a plan. Maybe that's something I'm learning, that when you have a plan and you know where you want your people to be, it's easier to make fast decisions because you sort of already know where they should be. Maybe that's a lesson. Maybe that is a lesson. Anyway, good game again to topquadra, and thanks for watching. You can check us out at tdbreplays.com.